today to talk with Savage about LitBit. So, Savage, I know you are, some of the guys here do, but for people that are new to you in the Future Lounge, do you want to give yourself a little bit of an introduction before we start getting into the project?
Introduce myself and the team that is available and here today. Can you guys hear me?
If you want to introduce yourself.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
For those that don't know me, my name is Steve Jones. I am Savage Refinisher along Telegram. I have
We lost you, Savage. We lost you, Savage.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. So again, sorry about that. I have Westy, our community manager, along with me, Proximo, marketing manager, Sassy Mama, and Shadow.
Yeah, Shadow Flux.
I think we keep losing him.
Yeah, Savage.
Shadow.
Jeez,
there we go.
Right.
Shadow, go ahead.
Yeah.
So, sorry about that again.
Yeah, maybe if people aren't speaking, if you can mute your mics as well, because that might be what's knocking him out.
Something keeps kicking me out. So anyway, as a team, we've all been around the space for quite a while now. We actually all worked together and met almost a year ago in another project on the BSC. And I left the project about 6 months ago, and my partner and I, Bravka, who actually isn't able to be here today, the COO, we had started talking about moving forward on a project of our own. And from that point, we ended up managing a couple projects, saw how things were done wrong, and decided how to move forward on fixing what we saw as errors in our current space. And that's pretty much how we came up with LitBit. If you guys want to introduce yourselves.
Yeah, if you want to go one by one, we'll go with like Sassy Mama next, and then you can pass it to somebody else, yeah?
Yeah, guys, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Sassy Mama, and I am the podcast and secretary.
Hi guys, this is Westy. I'm the community manager for LitBit. My general job is looking after the whole community and all the social media side of things. But we have worked together on previous projects, which has really built our team up really strong. But that's me.
Okay, great. And have we got Shadow Flux?
Hiya, I'm Shadow. I'll be on the podcast with Sassy Mama, and I help her with the secretary stuff, and I manage all things TG, basically.
And I'm Brad. I'm marketing manager, basically handling all the marketing in the background and the videos you guys are seeing.
Awesome. Nice to meet everyone. Welcome. And let's get into the project itself then, shall we? Let's, in fact, before we get into the project, what it's about, maybe as we're just still talking about the team, be interesting to know how everyone came together.
And again, how we all came together was back last spring. We all worked together on another project as admins and mods. I mean, we were all in that project and worked together for months, roughly about 6 months. Some of us worked there longer and left just with disagreement with the project itself and the way it's being ran. And we put the team together and literally handpicked who we wanted to, that we knew from there and how they performed So we knew what we were getting into, and we all clicked. I mean, that's the thing. We've all worked well together. We know our demeanors, personalities. So it was just kind of a no-brainer.
Awesome. So, Savage, should we let the audience know what LitBit is? What's LitBit going to do? What's it going to achieve?
All right.
What's its primary goal?
So, what LitBit is? LitBit will be a full-service launch pad that will be launching on the Cronos Blockchain. By full service, and we will have an autonomous pre-sale side that we will have available to the public, but our main focus will be IDO launch pads. Of course, there's a few pads already there, not nearly as saturated as BSC, which is why we've chosen to start there. But we will be cross-chain from launch. So at launch, not only will we be able to launch Cronos, but we'll be BSC, Ethereum, and Poly gone also. And by full service launchpad, we'll be available for liquidity lockers, token vaults for locking team wallets for projects, holding liquidity, and our utility along with the launchpad. We'll plan on full staking yield farming. We have, let's see what else we got going on here. 3D metaverse quality, 3D metaverse NFT that we're integrating into our launchpad. And instead of a tier system, we are doing an anti-whale lottery style system, which we see as benefiting all holders instead of, currently what you see is tier systems, correct? So, and large bag holders, early investors are the ones who benefit from this. So your new investors don't benefit, even just your small holders. So what we've done is integrating a lottery system where everyone will be eligible no matter what you hold for the same allocation. So it's just fairer and more decentralized.
Okay, so is it going to be like a percentage of like what tokens you've got or something? How is it going to be calculated?
Yeah. Okay. So the way the lottery will work out. So we'll have a minimum hold, of course, and stake. From that point, so say we just a fictitious number. So say you have to hold $200 worth of tokens at the beginning. So anyone that is a holder and stakes a minimum $200 gets a ticket into the lottery. Now we'll also be working out a percentage where you can have multiple tickets into the same lottery. A larger holder, say somebody held 10 times as much as that, or $2,000, they'd be able to earn, say, 1.2 extra per whatever escalate we've set. We haven't set up the exact percentage yet. So anyway, they have an opportunity to get more tickets. And of course, the tickets would be capped. There wouldn't be such a number that it would be 10 to 1 or anything outrageous like that. And then that lottery, each ticket will be put into the lottery and drawn where one wallet per it will have that entry into the whitelist. And to make this a little more, you have to apply for the whitelist. I guess the closest you could think I've seen as another launchpad doing anything similar would be a Polka starter system. They have a lottery also, but it's not quite as integrated as ours. So what it does, it gives that holder, well, again, a small bag holder, the same opportunity as a large bag holder, equal allocations across the board. So again, makes it more fair. Again, more decentralized, where the current tier system, it isn't fair for the everyday investor. There's no benefit if you got to spend $50,000 to get into a best tier, at least in our opinion.
No. So you're going to make it more fairer for anyone to get involved. So, obviously the question I want to ask you guys is, I just want to be honest, there's a lot of launch pads out there, yeah. And there was one token launched this week, which had been like 8 months in the making. So what are you going to do differently that's going to really kind of set it apart from other launch pads, And yeah, I'll get onto another question that leads on from that.
Okay. So now again, the BSC is saturated with launch pads. And 90% of those launch pads aren't true launch pads. All they are is a VC community. So, I mean, I can say names, but it's no point. Anyone would know. So there's a difference between collecting funds from an investor and throwing them into a pool and then an actual launch pad. That's not a true launch pad because none of that's done through an actual smart contract. It's manual. And I've personally been involved in 3 that have done it the same way, where a true launch pad locks liquidity. It does more for the project itself. So if you're going to launch a launch pad, you need to have safety, I guess what you would call safety protocols involved. Mm-hmm. So if someone launches off our launch pad, first of all, we're locking their liquidity. So it's not like you're sending it somewhere else and anything could be done with it. If we're locking the team tokens, we're making it where if it's done through us, unlike what is done today, we plan on taking our vetting process 10 times further, way more involved. And again, we're not looking at a quantity thing. We're looking more at quality of the projects brought to you. Instead of launching 2 or 3 projects a week, we're fine with launching 2 a month, if that, because number one, the vetting that needs to go into a project to bring any kind of safety to this space, which we don't have. I mean, it don't matter what blockchain you're on, because anyone can just send in a KYC of a Fiver actor. I mean, we've seen the ads on different sites, literally people giving ads to do this. So we plan on taking our vetting 10 times further. I mean, we want to know who's doing these contracts. We want to see socials. We want to see websites. We want to see a project. Our goal is to truly incubate more than it is just to launch. We want to work with the team and the project, cross-marketing, putting it out there. At the end of the day, launch day shouldn't be the last time you deal with that project. You should help that project grow. And that's what we plan on doing, and that's how we plan on doing it. Because it not only helps the project you launch, that's a reflection of your launch pad and your project and your team.
So you're going to be you're going for the quality over quantity then.
Well, we're going to be a tier 1. I mean, our goal is to shoot for tier 1. In other words, as you can tell, our team is transparent. Every one of our photos is available on our website. This is who we are. We've got a podcast that just got launched showing, again, who we are. There's no one behind us. This is the team. So,
and can obviously you're only going to do 2 launches a month, right?
Well, I'm just using that as a number.
Oh, okay. Yes, so how many would you like to do?
Well, again, it depends on the quality of the product. I'm not shooting for a target. It depends on the product and the project that's come to us. Like I said, we're not going to accept everything that comes our way. But then we've got, so when it comes to you can't incubate properly multiple projects. You can't spend time, and honestly, there aren't quality projects out there to even put that much time into. Especially,
So what you're looking for when you say quality projects, because some people's quality and other people's quality is different. What's going to be the targets that you're going to have to? What's the criteria that a project's going to need to kind of tick all the boxes? To say this is our tier 1 project. Because someone could have a great product, but the marketing or the product placement or the actual overall team could be not really great, Yeah,
exactly. And again, that's where the part of the incubation comes in, and truly working with a project to correct these issues. like you said, the marketing or even the presentation of the project. So for us, it's going to be, like you said, your website, socials. We want to see that the either, if not code, work put in on the utility. And we're not doing anything but utility projects. There will be no memes coming through us at all. Because again, a meme doesn't serve a purpose, other than a cash grab. Anyone who thinks differently is wrong. It's what it is. There's money to be made, yes, but do I think personally it betters the space? No. And again,
it's just pure gambling. Into
yes, and that's degenerate gambling. Yeah. That's what it is. And that's fine. It's always going to be here. It's just something that we don't want to be a part of. And again, with the transparency of what we're bringing, we want that same transparency with the projects we bring to the space, or Cronos, or anywhere we go. So that is the number one goal. And the check boxes are going to be the doxing, everything. I mean, just to us personally, number one, if they want to do it publicly, that's on them. But we will know. I want to know that I can call them at 3:00 in the morning and they're going to answer the phone, because that's who I'm dealing with. You know what I mean? That kind of doxing, the same effort that we're putting into our project, we want to see brought to us to bring to the space.
Sure. So you want that kind of personal touch.
Yeah. Well, and it's what it comes down to, and not as much personal touch, but being mindful of what you're doing. And that's the thing. It's, at the end of the day, it's a business. If it's ran correctly, it's a business, and you should be open and transparent to an extent with the business you do, because it's, at some point, you're not going to have a choice. So you're either creating for longevity or you're creating for a cash grab. All right? And we don't want to be involved in cash grabs. I've seen personally what it does to other platforms, and if a platform is run correctly, that you just don't have that. You got longevity there.
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is when it's a quick cash grab, obviously someone's going to lose out. Now, if it's more of this kind of slow and steady build as a token rather than big dumps, then over the long run, more people can benefit from that.
Yeah.
When someone comes in and just dumps a massive bag and just don't care about everybody else, it doesn't really do well for the chart.
Right.
You see, yeah, I get where you're going, but it's and personally, it's a great way, thing to go for, when you're looking in this space,
Well, and it's not only, and like I said, this is our stepping stone utility. This isn't even our in-game utility. We have something else coming along. We have multiple utilities coming through. This is just our stepping stone to create a foothold. The Cronos chain is, being as young as it is, still beta. It's not saturated. We could come in and maybe set an example, if anything, of the way things should be done. And it's still early enough that a foothold could be put into that blockchain,
Yes, of course. So the project as it is now, then. So you've got the date you want to kick things off, Savage. Have you kind of come to a decision on that yet?
Well, we're looking late March, early April. Of course, I mean, and again, we're in no rush. So, and we're pretty picky about everything we do. So, I mean, even last night, we just had another session of going over the hi-fi wireframe of our utility and website on the front end. So until we get that exactly the way we want it, then we'll consider or go beyond to the development of that that part. So, like I said, the rush for us isn't there. I mean, we've been working on this for months now, and we will keep working on it till it's correct. So late April is going to be, or not late April, I'm sorry, late March, early April at the earliest. But it shouldn't be too much beyond that. Plus, right now, the way the market is, this is not when I would want to launch. Even if we were done, right? If we had full utility today, I still wouldn't launch today because it wouldn't be healthy for the project or investors.
No, it's too choppy right now. Is the market?
I mean, the volatility. Yeah, the volatility.
Yeah, it doesn't know which way it wants to go. I mean, there's volume there, but you can if you don't make the right decision at some point, you're going to get chopped up. And it's just so I understand that it needs to calm down. There's too much craziness going on in the world, but I think obviously by the time you're in a month's time, it'll be a completely different market right now.
And I agree.
The move will have happened. It'll either be down another 10-20%, or it'll just go sideways, and then that'll be bottom.
Right. Well, and at the end of the day, again, because we're not focusing on just grabbing money, we really want to be what's best for our holders and our investors. So it would be irresponsible as a businessman and a project to launch the way that things currently are.
So the project itself, for projects, we know what that's going to do, right? We know what the benefits of it is. You're going to do a launch pad. You're going to add all the additional things on it, with it being specifically tailored, for quality projects and things of that nature. But for investors, what are investors going to get? What's the benefit of an investor buying in and holding the token? What do they get?
Well, I mean, once again, they're going to have the opportunity to be involved in whatever we bring to the space, and as in projects. And not only that, like I said, this is just our beginning utility. Our NFT, we're going to incorporate into that utility, also into the platform, and utilitize it. Like I said, is a 3D metaverse NFT, which is just the first step of what we want to take, if possibly getting into the metaverse. We've already contracted our artist, and we're dealing with our mood boards and everything and designing that for us. And that utility, the NFT, will actually give you spoofs or spiffs, as you would say, in the launchpad itself too. And we haven't broke it down exactly, whether it be for an example, and only an example. Say someone held a legendary, a top 100 or top 10, whatever it is, out of our mint. They might have an opportunity to have a free they're automatically whitelisted because you're holding a legendary. And these are different things that we're going to offer throughout the project and for the NFT holders.
Savage, can you I know what Ryan is trying to get out of you, so can you explain a little bit of what are the benefits that an investor is going to have with this project in terms of rewards and that sort of thing?
Rewards as in, so
is it reflections, or is there some? What do they get? Do the rewards 20%? What are the rewards?
Yeah, as you saying, like rewards as in, if we're offering staking, farming, any of the other parts of the utility, or just the rewards as in being able to participate in a project that we release that had the time and effort's been put into to make sure the project isn't going to rug as soon as it drops. I mean, reward, I guess it's kind of relative. Of course, if you have a project that is doing a launch pad that is bringing quality projects to the space, that native token is also going to do well because people are going to want to be involved. And is that along the lines of what you're talking about by rewarding, or rewarding the token holders in what way?
Yeah.
Give me a little more description here.
Yeah,
go on, Douglas.
Yeah, there's two things, right, to an investment. There's one, what does the project offer you in terms of security, right? So I'm very involved into this project, and I know one of the things, the benefits that an investor has is when he comes into our launchpad, he's going to find projects that are going to be mostly very hard to get into, right? Because we're going to get the best of the best in there. We're not going to be a launchpad like Pinksil, for example, where they have like 1,000 tokens a day, right? We're going to have mostly 10 projects a year. So these projects are going to be very hard for someone to get into, and they're going to make a lot of excess, right? And we're going to vet these projects, and it's going to be rigorous vetting process for them to actually be showcased on a launchpad. So that's one of the benefits for an investor. Now, what I want to talk about is, and I'm pretty sure what Ryan means is, if I invest in this project, what am I getting in return other than that I just mentioned, in terms of, is for every project that comes in and what the project is going to be charging, is there a percentage that goes to the holders?
Well, wait a minute. Oh,
that's an example, actually.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I mean, like I said, in the main reward, not only what is exactly what Darkness just explained, the availability to get into the projects that we're offering to the community. Other than that, like I said, these utilitized rewards will have multiple ways to earn passive income through staking, farming, anything that we are planning on trying to get plugged directly into crypto.com when it comes to the Cronos side. So we want to be able to stake and yield farm on Crow, of course, our native token, single pool staking, and partnerships that we're doing and will be planning on doing with the tokens that we launch on that staking and yield farming side. So there's an opportunity for that passive income for holding as well, not just being involved in the IDOs.
Okay, great. Okay, so you've got a lot. Go back to that screen if you can, just the previous one. Yeah. So this is a breakdown here of your tokenomics, right? Yeah. So let's talk about. Let's go through each one individually if we can. Yeah, and break them down and talk a little bit about them, what they're going to do. You know what each one means.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll let you take that away. Obviously.
All right. Well, hold on. I'm on my mobile, so I can't.
Okay, well, I'll read them out, and then you can tell me what it means.
Okay,
so it says, yeah,
I got it.
So it says private and public sales is 20%.
Yes, that's 20%, of course, of the total supply of 500 million will be eligible for private and public sales. Seed private and public sales. All right. Mm-hmm. Development. Well, of course, be further development of the project, partnering if we need whatever we need to move forward, add utility and whatnot in the project. Of course, you got a 15% marketing wallet. That's pretty much self-explanatory. Core team, that's our core team wallet, which will be locked for a year and then vested beyond that, which the vesting chart is available there also. Let's see. Advisors and partners. Again, self-explanatory. These tokens also locked for a year. Any partner or advisor will be locked same way core team and then vested, which the whole vesting schedule is available here also. You'd have to look at it next. Rewards. Now this is tokens for the staking pools. So that's where the rewards for the staking pools will come from.
Okay.
Liquidity reserve. Since we have vesting, of course, we can't put 100% of our liquidity at launch because although we will launch at 450,000 MC, this liquidity reserve will be for that, injections of liquidity, and also for CEX listings because anywhere we'd want to go there, of course, you have to have tokens for liquidity. Then again, ecosystem, just that we're looking at branching out in other ways. It's really
so you're using your own launch pad, but where's it going to be? Are you going to be using PancakeSwap or are you going to be using your own or what?
Well, no, it's Cronos. PancakeSwap is Binance.
Yeah, no,
so
yeah. Well, what I'm saying is for your launch pads, though, because you're not everyone's going to be on. You're not just doing Cronos, are you? You're doing multiple
launch, and it's all our launch pad is cross chain.
Yes,
we can collect for any of those. Now, where that token launches, it depends on what chain it's on. You see what I'm saying? So if a BSC token decides that's if they could go to Ape Swap, they could go to any swap for their launch.
And you can facilitate that. That's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, it's that the chain they launch on is irrelevant from us collecting for the IDO. That wherever they launch the DEX depends upon that project. I mean, anybody can facilitate that. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and currently any launch pad out there at the moment on BSC can facilitate for any DEX.
Mm-hmm.
They just
I'm not sure whether you was going to be incorporating your own or not anyway. But this what we've got here now, we've got the vesting schedule up, right? Obviously we've got seed, private, IDO, development. Do you want to just talk through some of these sections and some of the the categories there, and then some of the numbers surrounding that, and how you came to these numbers?
Yep. So our seed round we're keeping for tier 1 and 2 VCs. It's the only ones that can participate in our seed round and that are participating.
So who can participate in your seed round?
Excuse me?
Can you rephrase that again?
The seed round is for tier 1 and tier 2 VCs. That's the only people that are able to participate in the seed round. It's not for individual investors.
Okay, so how do you get in the seed round?
If you're a venture capitalist,
okay,
a VC.
So it's just the big money. Okay, so you're doing a block sale there. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why it has the longest vesting and the lowest percentage. Again, because those guys who have the opportunity for the VCs have the largest allocation to them. And have you partnered with any VCs? Are you doing multiple VCs or? Yeah, we're talking to multiple VCs currently, and until we have funds collected, we can't really say who they are. I mean, you don't want to put anything out there that doesn't follow through.
No, for sure. You don't want to, put a thorn in the works before it's confirmed. I understand that. So the private, is that something you're going to take care of yourself?
Yes. So now we are also considering talking to a couple pads partially for the private. Again, without confirming who they are. But yes, we are also, so partial of that more than likely will go to a pad, whether we do one on BSC and one on Cronos. Because again, our biggest thing is educating investors on Cronos. Like I said, our utility might be cross-chain, but our native token is the Crow token.
Mm-hmm. And so when people buy your token, can they buy with USDC and Crow, or is it going to be are you going to have just one kind of pairing option there?
It'll be, well, of course, when we go live, now, which stage? So again, that depends on the pad. So if we're on a Cronos pad, of course, it'll have to be USDC Crow. If we go to a BSC pad, you will be able to do BEP20 USDC. So
yeah. So what I'm saying is, are you going to have, for your own token, not for others, for your own token, for example, like some projects now you can buy BNB or BUSD. Sometimes they have the option of two.
Right. Yeah. So a multiple pair is what you're saying.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Right. So at launch, it will. When we do our launch, whichever DEX, or even if we can push to a CX, we don't know, because we're still pushing that. It will be Crow paired. It'll be LitBit Crow. So that's a guarantee. Now, if we add because we're not a DEX, we're a launchpad. So now if we add an additional pair, it would be USDC Crow, because that's the native token, the blockchain we're going to be on for purchasing our token. But as of now, it's just Crow. Now, if we add USDC, we may, but at the moment, we are just going to be a Crow pair.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then the IDO section here, how are you going to accomplish
That'll
this
be
part? Is that on
that'll
your
be
own?
our utility.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be open to the public. That's the public IDO from our utility.
Mm-hmm. And obviously the price per token is the difference that they're getting then, right? Yeah, the
Yes.
amount.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And the
Sounds
vesting
good.
schedule. And the vesting schedule you didn't ask, so let me clear it up for everyone.
Sure.
So the vesting schedule is broke down into quarters right now on this graph. The reason being we couldn't stretch it out into months. So when you look at this, it's not a drop every quarter. It is a monthly drop. So like on Q2, year one Q2. So that is 23.3 divided by 4. So that's what. So everyone knows ahead of time. It's noted also on the pitch deck, but these are broke down into quarters, and it is a monthly drop or claim. So it's not just once a quarter.
Also, the Q1 is 1 month, Q2, so it's not done not as in Q4 then, no.
Well, like I said, there wasn't enough room to do it monthly, so we had to do it in quarters. So each breakdown, like where you're pointing right now, the 8.3, that would be broke down into 4. So that has to be divided 4 times.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so it's going to be, you're going to do it each month, but it's going to be, you just paired it into quarterlies right now. Yeah, I see what you're saying. So, okay, so they're going to get like just over 2%.
Right, that could be confusing. Yeah, for that one you're showing. And like I said, that's, if you see the cliffs, you can see how each wallet isn't going to be loaded at the rip. So it's literally all the wallets are vested. So it isn't like it's just investors' wallets. It's every wallet is vested.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no opportunity of yanking and pulling. And what it does, it keeps the inflation rate down also, which gives the investors a better return on their investment.
Of course. No, of course. Okay, so the marketing and the development tokens, are those locked then at all? Those, is that saying it's locked on there? Is that going to be released each month?
Yeah, no, they are. Well, it shows you right there, the breakdown.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's it. Yeah. Okay, it looks good.
It's like 2%, 2% a month, I think.
You fought it out well. And the ecosystem, what did we say the ecosystem represents? Where is that going to be going towards?
And again, branching out, because like I said, the Launchpad isn't our only utility we're bringing to space. We have a long-term utility that's a payment protocol. I can't get into it too much because we don't want to give too much. But we have that is our in-game kind of the holy grail utility we're creating, and that's where all that'll play in.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Okay, so let's. What else have we got in the tank here? What else have we got to talk about the roadmap? Okay, so let's move on to this here. So the roadmap. So obviously we're on Q1, I guess, right now.
Yep.
Is all of Q4 2021? Are all those objectives completed there?
Yes. Yep. Everything on Q1's done.
Okay. Okay, so we're on to Q1 now of 22 then, yeah? Yeah.
Currently, of course, pitch deck's done, website launch. White paper is still in production. I'm hoping to have it. We thought we was going to have it last week. Of course, we didn't. We're developing partnerships, just like I said, and the contract. We will be doing an audit with Desert before launch. And then after launch, we will do a CERTIC with Skynet. But we're doing the dessert first just to show good faith. Plus, that is the actual audit company that Crypto.com likes and Particle B. So that's the reason we went with dessert. We haven't started our private sale or announced it quite yet. The community development, of course, we're there. We've got our TG. Everything's open. And then after that is we start the IDO, which we haven't got to.
Of course. Yeah, which is all, it's still in the making, right?
Yep. So we're over halfway done with Q1. Like you said, our launch, late March, early April. The development of the utility, like I said, the front end's 99% done. A good bit of the back end. And again,
and the front end, who's responsible for that?
A combination. We have one of them right here is Crypto Darkness. He's pretty much done all the UI of what you're looking at right now, UI and UX.
Hello, Crypto Darkness. Would you like to talk a bit about what you've done, Crypto Darkness, with the UI?
Yeah, sure. Why not? So like Savage mentioned earlier, I mean, we're seriously taking into account the usability of this UI, right? We want the user to feel that his investment is secure. So first of all, usability and security is what I'm after when I'm designing, right, this user interface. We want them not only to feel that, but the projects that we're going to be showcasing are not going to be many, right? It's more about the quality of it all. So the process of the UI is being thought out thoroughly, and like Savage said, we're taking our time, right? Because we want this. I don't think there's anything out there that's perfect, right? But it's going to be near perfect. That's what we want. That's what we're aiming for. And we are picky. We are a picky crowd. I mean, we have jokes, right? We call ourselves princess here and princess there. And it's because we're always looking at these little details, and we want everything to be so perfect, because we're investors at the end of the day, right? And we're picky investors. We want everything to look good, feel good, right? And for people to go into these projects and feel that their money is secure and that they have a team that's backing them up. Not only it's going to be shown in that UI, right, but in the team itself, everywhere, right? In our TG, in our website. Jesus, Savage, we've been even struggling with the pictures that we showcase about ourselves in the website as well. So imagine how picky we are, man. It's insane. But guys, whoever's in here knows me, knows how picky I am. And most of the projects for me, sometimes people say, like, you don't like anything. Well, it's because I'm picky, right? I like stuff to be
Hello?
Oh, I think we lost him.
Oh.
But let me tell you, and he is being 100% honest, bro.
Sorry about that. I got cut off. Can you guys hear me?
There he is. Yeah, we can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry, I got cut off there. I received a call. But yeah, man, I mean, we're that picky. So everyone here knows me and knows the way that I invest in how picky I am with projects, especially Ryan, you know me. So imagine how good this project is going to be. Well, it's for the community and it's made by investors for investors, man. So for everyone out there, just look us out. I'm not telling you to invest. Just look us out and see how hard we're going to work for this and how good it's going to be. And if you miss out, well, there's always, like we always say, right? Projects go up and they go down. And once they're down there, just make sure you hop in if we are down there.
That's it. Well, you definitely see it there, Darkness. I know we've spoke for a long time in here, so I can honestly say, when it comes to projects, you definitely pull them to pieces. And we've had many discussions about that with various projects together. So it's nice to see that you're on the team and that you're definitely guiding it in a way that you'd like to be, as an investor, would like to see it being guided.
Well, and that's another main reason why Darkness is involved. I mean, me and him have been, we met, I guess, since last May, and me and him have personally picked apart many projects. Same like you're saying, Ryan, we've had many talks, and that's the way, I mean, we're just building it the way we think the investor, with the UI, the UX, everything, will be just enthralled with what we're doing and how picky we are with how we do things. And like I said, every person in this team has a good name in this space. They're known throughout other projects. I mean, it's just, we're real picky about what we do and get involved in. And I think that's what also is going to set us apart.
Oh, let me mention this. Savage, you see Savage right here, man. This guy knows NFT from the bottom up. And it's, oh my God, if you've ever met a girl that goes into NFT, he is it. He is it, man. He knows NFT. He's very picky when it comes to NFT. But that pickiness, man, he brought into, the team and the project, and we're going after the best of the best. We're not going for, and not to disrespect any other, project out there that does NFTs, but I'm an artist, right? And every time I go into I see these NFTs projects, it really bothers me, right? Because you see all these pixelated images, and this costs $10,000. And I'm like, what the hell? So we're doing NFTs that look.
Oh, we've lost you.
Lost him again.
Yeah, sorry about that. There for a second. They're going to be awesome. They're going to look awesome, and they're going to have utility at the same time. So these NFTs are going to be really hard for you to sell, man, because they're going to look good, and the utility that they're going to have towards the launch pad, the benefits are going to be way up there, So the value on them is going to be great. Guys, just look us up, man. If you've ever wanted to have a great team behind a project, I'm going to say that this is it. And not because I'm in it, because I know the people that I'm working with, right? And they're as picky and as honest as I am in real life. For people that work with me here in the Future Launch, they know me and they know how truth I am. And, I wouldn't get involved into this project if there was a team behind it. I've had my missteps, for those that know Milky Way, right? And things.
Yeah.
But this is a whole nother ballpark. I've learned from these other teams and what they've done and where they've gone wrong. And I don't see that happening here anyway. So.
Okay. I mean, I've just shared the link to your Telegram group and the announcement, the website, and the Twitter page in the Future Lounge. So I hope everyone can get over there and join your channel and keep updated with everything. I believe you've got an announcement channel as well, correct?
Yeah, sure do. I mean, we've got every social media outlet there is. I think we've got 10 right now, social media outlets. We're on everything. And I wanted to touch on one thing, Ryan, if that's okay.
Sure.
Because the Darkness bringing up the NFTs. One thing we're going to do different with our NFT mint, of course, we're not minting all our whole mint at once. And the reason being for this, we're going to break it down into mints. And that's going to be to allow later investors to also get that value of the utility of the NFT. So our first mint will probably be 2,500. We're doing 10,000, but we are only going to release 2,500. There's no reason to flood the market with a 10,000 mint if we don't have 10,000 holders. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's one thing we are going to be doing different, and of course increase the value of the NFT, but to give later investors an opportunity to get into mint and have that utilitized NFT instead of having to go to a marketplace and paying above retail or, above mint rate they can still be having an opportunity to get a mint at the lower rate.
Cool. Okay, so the pre-sale is still to be worked upon. You've got the seed round, which you've got with the venture capitalists going to be involved in. So you've got a really wide array of different people going to be investing, and it sounds really exciting, guys. I mean, I know, like I said, Crypto Darkness is very thorough. You're very thorough, so...
And we're being extremely thorough with everything. We're an extremely organized team. Like I said, we have Sassy and Shadow in here. They both help with our clerical. Dude, we've got Trello boards. We got Google. Everything we're doing at a certain pace. We're going to fill one task and then move on to the next. We're not, like I said, we have no urge to rush our project because crypto isn't going anywhere. I mean, it isn't. I mean, no matter the market condition, even if it was a bull run tomorrow, we still wouldn't push our launch date. You know what I mean?
No. Sure. Okay, so is there anything else we'd like to touch upon?
Gosh, what else? What have we missed? Did we miss anything? Other than my main things, just like Darkness said, we're not here to sell you. We're not here to tell you to buy, but we are here to do some research. Come take a look at us. Keep up with what we bring and the announcements we're bringing to the space, because we will be, if each little landmark or milestone we cross, we will be announcing to the community. We're overly transparent. We aren't hiding anything we do, even within our team. A lot of teams, you'll find out, they don't communicate well. Well, we communicate all day throughout the day. I mean, it's truly like a little family because we're just so used to each other. So my biggest thing is come DYOR, see what you think, see if you like what we're bringing to the space. And if you do, join us, invest.
Awesome. Awesome. So, I suppose head over to the Telegram group. We need to any further information. Let's see if there's any questions from the audience, shall we? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Ryan, I got a question.
Yes, go on, Chief.
Savage, good to hear what you're trying to build here. I'm pretty well versed with working with launchpads, and I know how exactly how they do the vetting and categorization of how they accept the project, if they do at all. I just want to understand one thing. You said you're going to do about 2 projects a month. I'm not sure if that's enough. I don't know.
Well, no. That is incubating projects. We have a minting lab. We have a mint lab. So we can actually do an autonomous pre-sale. All right. No different than I can use DXL, Pink Sale, all those as an example. We have that utility also. All right. And we will offer that to the developers and whatnot. But that is not going to be pushed as incubating a project. You know what I'm saying? Of course, there'll still be a process to be able to launch a token, even through that on autonomous pre-sale, where you could create a contract, do that yourself. But that is completely separate from the IDO. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay. Now it makes sense because, if you're talking about incubation, then
yes.
Of course it makes sense. You can't be incubating 10 projects a month. So
exactly.
For the people, for the people who don't know what's incubation, I would like to clarify because I have been incubated by a IDO, and they do everything. They do every damn thing. I mean, even my tokenomics were changed from bottom up because they didn't like it. They are investing money in my project. They are actually promoting my project. They are actually making my pitch deck, and they made me change my website as well. So that's what they do in incubation for people who don't know. And I'm sure you guys are going to do the same.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally taking on that project as your own. And honestly, because that's the amount of, if you want it to succeed, that's what needs to be done.
Correct. No, I appreciate that. And the second part question I had was, I believe you are definitely not going to be another Pink Cell DXL, but you are competing with the tier 1 tier 1 launchpads like Seedify, Engine Starter, Blockpad, Am I correct?
Yep.
And you need a lot of backers, good backers on board.
Yep.
And advisors. I know we are pretty early, so I don't see that on the pitch deck yet. But yes, I hope we're going to see a lot of good, big backers coming on board.
And that is the plan. Like I said, we literally, and I'm here for Kay in the community. Like I said, I've known Kay since this lounge started. And we are early. We literally just got to that seed round. We've just now reached out into speaking to VCs. We've spoken to a blockchain yesterday. Had a meeting last night. We're kind of tie up some loose ends on that to make an announcement about that. So yeah, the backers we are pushing, we want the best. And again, that's why our vesting, everything is set up the way it is for longevity. And even the amount we're collecting is set up for longevity, and proper use of funds. And that's also in our pitch deck. And the reason that all that information is there is for these tier 1, tier 2 backers to show what we have and how we plan on doing it.
Awesome. I think we're going to have one more chat. I'm going to talk to Kay about something, and we talk again. Thank you so much for clarifying.
Hey, no problem. Thanks, Chief.
Yeah, thanks for your question there, Chief. Really great to have you in. Okay, so let's see if there's anybody else got their hand up.
Ryan, can I ask you a question?
Of course you can, Todd. What's your question, Todd?
Hey, Savage, thanks for talking to us. So you're going to not only do KYC launches, but you'll have others like Pink. So I was hoping that maybe you'd have a way of not having duplicate projects with the same name.
No. What do you mean, like the same name?
Well, a lot of times there'll be a large project coming up, and there'll be other tokens that launch with this, piggyback on.
No, there's not going to be. Again, even the autonomous pre-sale side, it isn't just going to be the Pink Cell KYC. I'll go ahead and clarify that right now. There'll be more involved. It isn't just going to be you could go copy and paste a contract, come to us and launch. That's not going to happen. Again, our faces are on this project. Our who we are here. So we have to be accountable at some point too. And that is why that's why we're doing it this way. We feel that more people need to be accountable of the space. We can use the excuse, this is DeFi, this is crypto, this is that. The only people that really truly are using that excuse are the people that are stealing our money. Okay. And that is 100%. So somebody sending over a Xerox copy of a Fiverr actor's ID and saying they're KYC, that don't cut it for me. And that's as an investor, not only as a project owner. So it's going to be a lot more involved. So it isn't going to be something launching like here, like us. Somebody's already launched a fake LitBit on Cronos. It's already happened. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah, that's one thing I think will be in your favor if you can.
Oh yeah,
make sure if you see a project with the right name, it's the correct one you're looking for.
That's not going to happen. And again, that's where us being accountable about what we do in this space, and that's us as a project being accountable. Even the codes, not only through the autonomous pre-sale, but through the IDO, that's still going to go through our development team, and the codes are going to be verified. The contracts, I mean. So it isn't like just anybody is going to be able to use our platform. There has to be some sort of accountability.
Okay, well, thanks a lot for answering. I wish you luck on the project.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks for your question, Todd. Right, let's see if we've got any hands up for anybody else in the community. Anyone's got a question, I'm going to go through. Okay, so we've got Edimus. Hello, Edimus. Yes, what's your question, Edimus? You want to turn your mic on, Edimus? It's still muted.
Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Thank you very much. I've been following LitBit for a while now. I've joined their TG channel for a while. So now my question is, couple of let's say months ago, we've been experiencing something on the crypto space, and what's that? Project coming up with launchpad, and then the project will tell us, okay, this is our tokenomics, like 16% buy and sell tax. And let's say when the launch, we discovered it is different. It's that they have one issue in their contract or the other issue in their contract, or one problem that is not part of what they said in their AMA or in their white paper. So can we trust your project 100%? And then do you have all mechanisms or every features of your tokenomics intact on your contract?
Yeah.
Because I think we faced such in so many projects. That's number one. Number two, okay.
Let me answer that real quick. Look, all right, so our contract is being developed by a IT company. It's our partner right now that's listed, Beyondy. You can look them up. We aren't using, this isn't somebody living in their mother's or grandmother's basement, copy and pasting a contract or just throwing one together. This is an actual company, an IT company that is building our utility. They are creating our contract also. This will go on the net. It'll go on the test net. It'll be used. Everything will be tested long before it comes out. So it isn't like we're just going to throw a code together or copy and paste someone else's code and boom, launch. Everything will be thoroughly tested, vetted to make sure it is working. Like you said, the tokenomics, everything will be down. Everything will be verified and done. So, I mean, it's what is in the contract is what will happen at launch.
Okay. The other question, I have two other questions, so let me ask it together. The first one, you said you've worked on previous projects before, maybe as a node or as a marketer or as anything. Can we have those projects to look up to what you've done before? That's number one. Number two, okay, just answer that one. So let me give room to another person.
All right. Well, I mean, as a mod and admin, I was just nothing more than a mod and admin in projects. The last one that we dealt with in the community and whatnot, we went to 40X. It was Milky Way EX. Within the dev teams, we did not agree with the way the devs were running the project, so we left. There's nothing.
Sorry, you said 40X?
Yes, it went. 34X.
No,
I'm sorry.
Okay, don't talk about it again. I think you guys are amazing. Thank you very much. That's what I want to hear.
Okay,
thanks for your question there, Edimus. Okay, so let's bring in somebody else. Who else have we got with the hands up? Okay, so let's try, let's see what Dustin's got to say. Dustin? Do we? No, Dustin? Okay, let's go with Lovable Hustler. Hello, Lovable Hustler.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I have just two questions for the team. So the first one is about the launch part, because we've been in different projects whereby at launch there will be like Pink Cell just dumped their tokens or something like that. So I want to know the mode of payment of this particular launch pad. Would it be in stablecoin, just like such as BUSD or something like BNB, or will it be in the token of the project being launched in your launch pad? So if you're going to be paid in those tokens, so will there be any kind of vesting? Maybe the team will not be able to sell for maybe 2 days after launch or maybe 1 week after launch. So
we won't be accepting tokens.
Maybe you guys will try. Okay.
Yeah, our payment will be in stable. Our fee will be a set fee. We will not. We will not be collecting any of the project's tokens for payment. No.
Okay.
All right. all right. Then then the other one is about your maybe lottery system or your NFTs, because I've been in projects whereby the initial mentors of the NFTs, or maybe something like lottery system, whereby the tokens are transferred to another wallet. So will those privileges kind of still be attributed to the second wallet, or they are just for the initial holders? I don't know if you understand my question. In case whereby a token is transferred to somebody, or maybe something. So I want to know if the functions are transferable too.
Okay, so the NFT, whatever bonus or rarity of the NFT, that's going to follow the NFT. So say someone mints a legendary, and like I was using the example earlier. So say a legendary NFT, you automatically whitelisted into the IDO. So that is transferable. That goes with that NFT. So it isn't just to the minter. So now the minter, of course, loses that bonus when he loses the NFT, but the bonus follows the NFT to whoever holds
it. Okay.
Does that
all right? Thank you very much.
Okay.
No yes, thank you.
I've been informed that there's another AMA due to start at 8 o'clock, apparently. No one's told me, and no one put it in the calendar, because people basically, I don't want to use the word, but yeah, I think it kind of explains itself when people can't fill in the calendar, how we're meant to know what we're doing. I mean, basic 101, right? So I've just been informed that we're 17 minutes late now. So unfortunately, I would love to continue this on, Savage, but it looks like...
I understand, brother. And again, like I said, I'm always over here. If you personally have any questions, or anyone else, they see me in the VC, they're more than welcome to ask, more than welcome to join our community. Our guys are always available. Come over, ask anything you like. You DM me. I get 100 a day, and I do answer my DMs. So I'm always available to our community.
Okay, good. Awesome. Well, listen, thanks for coming in. It's been a pleasure speaking with you about it. And yeah, so
awesome.
yeah.
Well, thanks for having us. We appreciate your time and being here.